Observe patterns and actions, not words. In every relationship, whether it is friendship, love, family, or even work, there is one timeless truth many people learn too late. Words can be sweet, but actions tell the real story. Anyone can promise, anyone can apologize, anyone can say, I care. But not everyone can prove it consistently. That is why wisdom says, do not listen to what they say, watch what they do. Because in the quiet repetition of actions, truth reveals itself without effort. It is easy to be carried away by beautiful words. Words can be polished like gold, decorated like a feast, and delivered with perfect timing. But remember this proverb: a parrot can speak, but it cannot understand. Many people have mastered the art of saying the right things without living them. They will promise change but repeat the same behavior. They will speak loyalty but act in betrayal. They will claim love but show neglect. If you only listen to words, you will be confused. But if you observe patterns, you will never be deceived. Patterns are powerful because they don't lie. One mistake can be forgiven. Two mistakes can be understood. But repeated behavior forms a pattern, and patterns reveal character. If someone disrespects you once, it may be an error. If they do it again and again, it is no longer a mistake. It is a message. Life whispers to us through patterns, but many people ignore the whisper until it becomes a shout. There is a simple story of a farmer who kept a snake as a pet. Every day, the snake would hiss and attempt to bite him. But the farmer ignored it because sometimes the snake would lie quietly beside him. One day, the snake bit him deeply. As the farmer lay in pain, he asked, "Why would you do this to me after I cared for you?" The snake replied, "You knew what I was from the beginning. The lesson is clear. Never ignore consistent behavior simply because you hope for a different outcome." In relationships, consistency is the true language of love and respect. A person who values you will show it repeatedly, not once, not occasionally, but consistently. They will make time, they will communicate honestly, they will stand by you in both good and bad moments. As the saying goes, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Do not try to rewrite their character with your imagination. Sometimes people stay in unhealthy relationships because they are holding on to words spoken in the past. They said they love me. They promised they will change. They told me I matter. But look carefully. Are their actions supporting those words? Because a promise without action is just noise. It is like a cloud without rain, full of appearance but empty in substance. This wisdom applies everywhere, even in friendships. A true friend is not the one who speaks highly of you in your presence, but disappears when you need help. A true friend shows up. They check on you. They stand with you when others walk away. As another wise saying goes, a friend in need is a friend indeed. Words may introduce friendship, but actions sustain it. Even in the workplace, actions speak louder than titles or speeches. A good leader is not the one who talks about teamwork, but the one who practices fairness, supports others, and leads by example. A colleague who says, "We are a team," but leaves all the work to you is not a team player. Watch what people do, not what they say they are. One of the greatest forms of self-respect is learning to observe without making excuses for others. Sometimes we try to justify people's behavior because we fear losing them. But understand this, you do not lose people by seeing them clearly. You lose yourself by ignoring the truth. Protect your peace by trusting what is consistently shown to you. There's also a deeper lesson here. This wisdom is not just about judging others, but also about examining ourselves. Are our actions matching our words? Do we say we care but fail to show up? Do we promise change but remain the same? Integrity is when your words and actions walk hand in hand. As the proverb says, actions are the mirror of the soul. Make sure your reflection is one of honesty and consistency. In the end, life becomes simpler when you stop chasing words and start observing behavior. You will avoid unnecessary pain, confusion, and disappointment. You will choose better relationships. You will trust wisely. And most importantly, you will value yourself enough to walk away from empty promises. So remember this powerful truth. Words may impress you, but actions will reveal everything. Watch closely, listen carefully, but above all, observe patterns. Because in the rhythm of repeated actions, the truth is always speaking. Many people are not deceived because they are foolish. They are deceived because they are hopeful. Hope is a beautiful thing, but when it is placed in the wrong hands, it becomes a blindfold. You start believing in potential instead of reality. You begin to say they will change, even when their actions clearly show they have no intention to. As the old saying goes, hope for the best, but prepare for the truth. And the truth is always found in patterns, not promises. There is another short story about a man who visited a shop every day. The shopkeeper would greet him warmly, smile, and speak kindly. But every time the man bought goods, he noticed the measurements were always short. One day the man confronted him, saying, "But you are always so kind to me." The shopkeeper smiled and replied, "Kind words cost nothing." The lesson: do not confuse politeness with honesty or sweet words with good character. In romantic relationships, this lesson is even more critical. Love is not proven by how loudly someone speaks about it, but by how quietly and consistently they demonstrate it. Someone may say, "I love you" every day, yet ignore your feelings, break your trust, and fail to support you. Another person may not speak as much, but their actions show care, respect, and presence. Between the two, who truly loves you? Where there is love, there is effort. If the effort is missing, the love is questionable. Pay attention to effort. Effort is a silent language of commitment. It is seen in time given, sacrifices made, and consistency maintained. When someone values you, you will not have to beg for attention, chase for clarity, or fight for respect. It will flow naturally through their actions. Sometimes people give excuses for bad behavior. They are just busy. They are going through something. They didn't mean it. While understanding is important, repeated excuses can become a prison. Remember this: an excuse repeated too often becomes a decision. If someone repeatedly chooses behavior that hurts you, they are also choosing not to change. There's a powerful African proverb that says, "When a person washes their hands, they can eat with kings." This means that true change is visible. When someone genuinely improves, you will see it clearly in their actions. They will not just talk about growth, they will live it. Let us also talk about inconsistency. The silent warning sign many people ignore. Inconsistent behavior is often more dangerous than outright bad behavior because it keeps you confused. One day they are kind, the next day they are cold. One moment they are present, the next they disappear. This creates emotional confusion, making you hold on to the good moments while ignoring the overall pattern. But this is the truth. Consistency is clarity. Inconsistency is confusion. And confusion is not love. Confusion is not respect. Confusion is often a signal that something is not right. There's a story of a young boy who asked his grandfather, "How do I know who truly cares about me?" The grandfather replied, "Watch who stays when it is no longer convenient." That is the ultimate test. When things are easy, many people will speak well and act kindly. But when life becomes difficult, only those with genuine intentions will remain consistent. Another key area where this wisdom applies is in trust. Trust is not built by words. It is built by repeated, reliable actions over time. Anyone can say, "Trust me," but trust is something you see, not something you are told. As the saying goes, trust takes years to build, seconds to break, and actions, not words, to repair. Also, be careful of people who use words to manipulate rather than to communicate. They will apologize without changing. They will flatter you to gain your favor. They will promise just enough to keep you from leaving. This is not genuine, it is strategy. A wolf may change its fur, but not its nature. That is why observation is your greatest protection. But here is the empowering part. Once you train yourself to observe patterns, you gain control over your life. You stop being easily misled. You become wiser in your choices. You invest your time and energy in people who prove their worth through consistent behavior. And most importantly, you stop settling for less than you deserve. Do not be afraid to walk away from people whose actions do not align with their words. Walking away is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is choosing peace over confusion, truth over illusion, and self-respect over empty promises. Before you trust someone fully, ask yourself, do their actions match their words? Are they consistent over time? Do they show effort without being forced? Do they respect me through their behavior? If the answer is no, then no amount of sweet talk should convince you otherwise. Finally, turn this wisdom inward. Be a person whose actions speak louder than your words. Let your life be your message. Let people trust you not because of what you say, but because of what you consistently do. Character is not built in a day, it is revealed every day. So move wisely, love wisely, and trust wisely. And always remember this powerful truth. Words can be rehearsed, but actions are always real. Patterns never lie. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you've learned a thing or two. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and please don't forget to share this video widely.